I want to be positive, but to be honest, it just made like that whole week and like being pregnant during it was just like so depressing. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I kind of just wanted to fill you guys in on what has been going on with my life, kind of like why I died off social media for a couple weeks, and basically just give you guys an update. So the reason why I've been MIA the past like couple weeks or so is because I actually had chicken pox. Yes. Super random, super unfortunate, and even more unfortunate that I had to get it during pregnancy. We're doing a lot better here. This is like the first time I've literally done my makeup in like a week and a half and gotten ready for the day, so that's progress. So I just wanted to sit down here and tell you guys the story of what happened and fill you guys in on the tragic event that happened in my life this past week. I have no clue how I caught chickenpox. It's not one of those things where I was around it and I knew it. And it is one of those things that is highly contagious. So the weird thing about my situation, I was vaccinated as a child for chickenpox, just like, you know, pretty much everybody else was. It's one of those like mandatory ones that you have to get before you start school as a kid. So a few weeks before I actually caught it, I had a doctor's appointment where he basically told me that I didn't have any immunity to chickenpox. And we were kind of just like joking about it, like, you know, like who gets chickenpox? Like that's so random. And then I caught it. So a little bit scary, to be quite honest. So I don't know, I was immune to it as a kid and now I am not. So I mean, that's definitely not a normal thing that happens to most people. So last Sunday, I got home from a baby shower and I noticed that I had like almost what looked like a bug bite or two on my stomach. I thought that's literally what it was. I put cortisone on it because it was like itchy. So I literally just thought that I got bit by a bug. And then I was laying in bed and it was still like bothering me. And I didn't really think anything about it. I didn't look at it for like a few hours after I noticed it. And then I looked down and I literally had like red spots like all over my stomach. And I was like, okay, this definitely isn't something that's normal. So I gave it a little while and I was starting to kind of freak out a little bit because it spread so fast, like so fast. It's like I noticed it and then like boom, it was like all over. I pretty much did not sleep that night just because I was like stressing out about what was going on with my body. I got about 4 hours of sleep. That next morning I woke up and I knew something was definitely not right. I am not the kind of person that really gets rashes. I never do. I do have kind of sensitive skin, but not to the point where I change products and I break out in a rash. I've literally had, I think, 1 or 2 rashes my entire life. So this was just like really strange for me. It's not something that's like normal. So I know there's like a number of different rashes that you can get while you're pregnant, especially in your 3rd trimester, which is where I'm at right now. So of course I was like Googling stuff, trying to figure it out. And that next morning when I woke up and realized like how bad it had gotten, I immediately talked to my doctor. They prescribed me Benadryl and told me to use cortisone, and that's it. They basically just told me that, you know, rashes are normal during the 3rd trimester. That's what they thought it was. They just, you know, sent me on my way and they're like, you'll be fine. I started taking Benadryl. I bought a new thing of cortisone, like a really good one. And, you know, I started doing that whole day. Well, by the time I think it got to, I think like, I don't know, like 8 o'clock at night, I realized that it was progressively getting worse and worse. And it was starting to spread. Like I would like watch like spots where I didn't have it and then all of a sudden there would just be like spots. So it was definitely really stressful. And I started to kind of freak out a little bit because, you know, I was looking at all of the rashes that you get, and one of the big ones, I forgot what it stands for, but it's called PUP. And that's basically a very common rash that you get when you're pregnant. So I was looking at pictures on the internet of what it looked like, and I was like, you know what? Mine doesn't look like that. And you know, it's spread to other places like my arms, shoulders, and stuff like that. So I was like, something's like wrong. Like this isn't, I don't know, I know you're supposed to listen to your doctor, but I was like, you know what? I know something else is wrong. So the intensity of the itching kept like growing and growing to the point where it was just like absolutely unbearable. I'm a pretty strong person. Like when I'm sick, if I have like the flu, I have like a temperature, I have like an injury, I will like push through it. I will still go to work. Like I don't really care. Like you know, but this was like, it just completely like wiped me out. So Monday night, I got a total of literally 1 hour of sleep. It was so bad. I tried a few different things. I was using the cortisone. That seemed to just make it 10 times worse. It almost made it more like inflamed. And then I tried aloe vera. Same thing. It's like moisture just was making it worse. So after sleeping for a total of 1 hour, I went and talked to the doctor again. I went to urgent care. So when I got seen, immediately within looking at me for a couple minutes, he basically was like, oh, this is chickenpox. And I was like, what? I'm like, how? Why? I don't even know. Like, this is insane. So he took a bunch of like, you know, skin samples, blood tests and stuff like that. And basically sent me home. He prescribed me a medication. I think it's called a cyclovir. It's like a common medicine that they give you when you have chickenpox. That was the only medication that was safe for me to take, other than a antihistamine, which is basically like allergy medicine. So basically sent me home, told me that I pretty much had to tough it out and let my body fight it off. Those first few days of just trying to fight it off and deal like with the itchiness was like torture, especially because the majority of it was on my stomach. I want to be positive, but to be honest, it just made like that whole week and like being pregnant during it was just like so depressing. So that's like how you bond with your baby, is like touching your stomach. And I couldn't. Like, I would look at my stomach in the mirror and see what it looked like, and I literally just wanted to cry. So the weird thing about chickenpox is that it's better to get it as a kid. When you're an adult, it's a lot harder to fight off. Mixed with the fact that I am pregnant and my immune system is down, it was just not fun at all. I did notice a difference when I started taking my medication. I had to take 5 pills a day for 7 days. So every 4.5 hours, my alarm would go off, I'd have to take a pill, even in the middle of the night. So the weird thing about my rash was that it didn't look like your average chickenpox, like what you think of in your head. I didn't just have like little red dots perfectly like all over my body. It was basically like I did have spots on my body, but it was mostly in like patches. And then my whole, like literally my whole entire stomach was just covered. I will go ahead and insert a picture over here of what it looked like. It's not cute. That's reality. That is what I looked like. So it was kind of weird because you look at that and you're like, that doesn't look like chickenpox. It almost looked like a mixture between chickenpox and shingles, which is interesting. So once I got those results back and it said negative for chickenpox, I honestly would have rather them told me that I did have it, because at least I knew what was going on with my body. So after they said that, you know, I wasn't okay with that answer. Immediately I talked to my doctor and he told me that I need to go get seen again. So I did. I went in again and they saw me and told me again, they're like, oh, this is chickenpox. They're like, even if you tested negative for it, there's still a very high possibility that you do have it. So that was on Friday. Obviously, with that being said, I literally was quarantined to my apartment until I got my test results back. And then after I went and saw the doctor on Friday, and they told me that it was chickenpox, again, same thing. They're like, you can't go back to work for another week. You can't go out and see anybody. You can't go out and breathe on anybody. So it sucks. I've literally just had to sit in my apartment and let my body heal and have like no human contact. So just so you guys can see now where I'm at, I basically now am healed, but there's still spots, and a lot of like the patches that I got in the beginning have already started to clear up. So that's good. I just want this to be done and over with. It definitely was not a fun experience. But at the same time, it was easy for me to stay positive because of the fact that, you know, like the baby's fine, everything was fine with her. So that was like a huge relief. It was really scary in the beginning, honestly, but you know, she's fine. I'm fine. I survived it. I'm alive. It could have been worse. So now I'm pretty much just focusing on letting my body completely heal and letting the virus pass out of my system. With chickenpox, it's not just a rash, it is a virus. It's just honestly draining. I'm at the point in pregnancy where I'm already extremely exhausted over little things, like even sitting here talking, I'm out of breath and tired, but yeah, so it was definitely hard getting hit with that because I had no other choice but to just kind of lay around, which was probably a good thing. I feel like my entire pregnancy, I've just been like super busy and kind of like pushing myself, and I feel like this was like God's way of like saying like, hey, you need to rest, like you need to take it easy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this style of video. It was a little bit different, but you know, I just wanted to do a more relaxed video and sit down and talk with you guys. So hopefully you liked it. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and then also subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be posting a lot more videos coming up soon. There's going to be a lot going on, but I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.